And let's pivot to the book. And I want to start with a question. And this is a sort of a libertarian thing. It strikes me that anytime the political class declares a war on something, they create more of it. So we've declared a war on terrorism, and we can get into blowback and all that. We got more terrorism. We got more destability and all that stuff. The war on drugs creates more and more dangerous drugs and more death by drugs. The war on opioids did the same thing. The war on poverty has created this huge poverty industrial complex, but it's not at all clear that it's helped anyone rise out of poverty. Explain, like, is sort of a public choice reason why this happens. Why is every war leading to another war, and why do anti-war presidents like Barack Obama end up just expanding the war state?
Yeah, no, so that's a great way to frame it. And I think that that's the correct context, is that the military is not the exception to the rule. The military also is a government program. In fact, it's the biggest government program. And so just like the DEA, or just like the Department of, Housing and Urban Development, or whatever, Great Society type agencies, they have a need to continue to exist. The last thing they want to do is put themselves out of business by solving a problem. They're in business. And in fact, their incentive is to, if the problem is solved even without them, then they'll come up with a new reason for the same thing they're already doing. And especially like in terms of military bases around the world. Well, the USSR is gone. So we don't need our secret outpost in Austria anymore, do we? Sure we do, because you know what? There could be a pipeline might come through here the wrong direction, or somebody might try to sell some drugs, or somebody's going to come up with a reason why we got to keep whichever secret base or open base, wherever it's hidden. And the military themselves, they call it a self-licking ice cream cone. The whole Pentagon, the whole project is a self-licking ice cream cone, which means a program in search of a reason to exist. And just like with the New York Times right there, sort of out of the mouths of babes thing, when they don't realize how corrupt this is, because it's just the system. It's how it is. This is the American way, that they'll admit, and I quote in the book, where they say, well, after the big drawdowns from Iraq and Afghanistan, we're looking for things to do. So we're going to Africa because we got to find ways to stay globally engaged, which is all just another way of saying we don't want to have to get jobs. There's no enemies out here to defend the American people from. Their lives and liberty are not in danger, so we can climb down off the wall. We can, close down our fire base and come home and spend this money on productive uses. Nah. What lieutenant colonel who wants to be a full-bird colonel is going to go along with a program like that? What two-star general who wants 3 is going to go along with a program like that? And what incentive does a congressman have, or a think tanker have, or an arms dealer have, or a media anchor head have to, come down on the good side of any of this? All of their incentives are to keep it all going at the expense of everyone else. Again, as the New York Times says, the American people don't want the wars or anything. But of course, the experts know that it's got to be this way.